a lot of mixing of my written work and my multimedia work, but it's going to be kind of inevitable today. Good morning to you. Good Thursday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins in the same place that you found this. If you did not yet take a look at the top of our website, that being DK Pittsburgh Sports, or the top of our app, of course, then you won't have seen the result of our months-long investigation into the Pirates' finances. And when I say our, I'm referring to some really talented, dedicated, and expert people that I brought in to help with this, and all of that got wrapped up in the past week. I am really reluctant to talk about the numbers on this show because I would really rather that you go read it. But long story short, and you should still go read it, they're losing money. They're actually, for real, no BS, losing money. They lost money in 2024. It added to existing debt, and the debt is currently at its highest point in Bob Nutting's ownership tenure. No, that's not what you'd expect. No, that's not what we expected when we went in. But when you enter into a process like this, you do so with an open mind. You have to. Otherwise, your results are going to be worthless, not just to other people, but to yourself. You can't go in looking for a predetermined outcome. Still, wow. And I've got a ton of thoughts on this, independent of the actual, data and numbers and interviews and everything else that we went through. Just thoughts on what it means or what it should mean to the franchise moving forward. But there's one that's going to jump above all of them, and that's this. The Pirates aren't making enough money, and I mean revenues by that, not profits. Revenues, dollars, ticket sales, local TV, general interest. Why? Because they've done just about everything, including, from the baseball perspective, to alienate as many people as possible in the city of Pittsburgh and the remainder of Western Pennsylvania, and really the fan base everywhere. They've made it so hard to support them, to get behind them, that they have flipped the sentiment on its figurative head, where there are times where you actually hope that they fail. You hope that something terrible happens so that it forces a sale or whatever else here. And they've kept their own revenues down. I'm not going to play a violin here for the Pirates losing money. It's not as significant, by the way, I should throw in. All this is in the article. Go read the article. But this isn't some drastic situation, and that's plainly stated in the piece. But it's also having Paul Skenes in your employ and not making money. That's not great. I said this last year, and it seemed to rub some people the wrong way. I'm going to say it now, because I really don't care if it does, and didn't then either. Every single game that Skenes pitches at PNC Park should be sold out to the rooftop. And I have not said that about any other circumstance, certainly not about a specific player, since the place opened. This is different. This player transcends. He really does. He is a ticket unto himself. You are going to see, at least as much as it's possible, in 2025, people coming to Pittsburgh from all over creation to see Skenes. Sure, make a trip out of it. Great ballpark. Maybe your favorite team is playing the Pirates or whatever, but they're going to come. Some of that already had begun to happen in 2024. We saw it downtown all the time. If you know far enough in advance, or you just circle a couple dates, hoping that one of them is the Skenes date, they're going to come. Well, okay, so he only makes, knock on wood or whatever, especially after Jared Jones got shut down with the elbow injury yesterday. He makes, 28, 30 starts. Let's say, if the team shows some additional business acumen and makes sure that he's being utilized more at home than he is on the road within reason. How many of those can be here? 18, 20? Those are sellouts. Those have to be sellouts. Promote him as if it's a concert. Promote him as if it's the event that it should be. But also, and a whole lot less tangibly, just, be more open. Be more transparent. Talk to Pittsburgh the way Pittsburgh likes to be talked to. We're not into BS. If you're standing in line at Penn Mac in the Strip and you've got something hanging from your nose, the lady at the register is going to tell you, hey man, you've got something hanging from your nose. You know why? Because she's from Pittsburgh. Because you're from Pittsburgh. Well, dear Pittsburgh Pirates, you've got something hanging from your nose. When we come back, J1Q.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstorage.check.org. That's gunstorage.check.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Today's J1Q comes from Jason, who says, DK, this piece was fantastic. Doesn't it just prove Pirates need to be sold to people who can put a real investment into the organization? I'm not going to slip into told you so mode on a lot of different fronts, especially since, as I mentioned in the opening segment, the result of this surprised me as much or more than it will anybody else. Okay, so I'm not of any mind to go finger wagging here. However, one of the things that I've said over the years that would often draw nothing other than a laugh was that Bob Nutting, the person, the individual, is undercapitalized to be an owner in Major League Baseball. Is he worth a lot? Sure. He owns a franchise. If he were to put it up for sale today, he would get $1.5 billion at a minimum tomorrow. So does that make him personally a billionaire? Well, no, he's not walking around with $1 billion. He hasn't cashed in the asset. And as I'm sure you noticed pretty prominently in the article, in the past 5 years, the Pirates have taken out not one, not two, but 3 separate loans. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever times get tough in my household, or for that matter, even in our business, I go to the bank of me. The right pocket's struggling, so I reach over to the left pocket. And I'm here to tell you, I don't believe that's an option. So, yeah, that's a problem. You don't see owners other than Steve Cohen of the Mets anywhere across the scope of North American professional sports reaching into their personal wallet to make things happen. But you will see a more aggressive approach. You will see more of a prioritizing of winning because you don't necessarily feel that risk that's in play, that has to be in play. And what else have I said about Nutting for years now? His greatest shortcoming as a sports owner is that he's risk averse. He won't spend a single penny that isn't already sitting there in front of him. And that's not ideal, not in today's sports. Not when NFL teams and even Major League Soccer teams are being bought by oil sheiks. It's just a different world. And I don't know that he ever fit that world. But if he did before, he doesn't now, unless, got to get this one in today, Major League Baseball ever gets around to installing a true salary cap system, which, by the way, he supports 1 billion%. Why? Because all cap systems, say it with me, come with both a ceiling and a floor, and the range between the two is minimal. It's only about $20 million. And within that, all cap systems also greatly expand revenue sharing to make sure that all teams can afford to spend into that range. I appreciate the question. I appreciate everybody listening to Daily Shot of Pirates, but I got to tell you, me and you, we're through. If you don't go read that thing, it's long. It's going to take you a little bit of time. Set it aside. It's worth it. Let's hook up and do this again tomorrow before I fly south to close out spring training in covering the team, and then, of course, hanging around for the 144th season opener next Thursday in Miami.